Again, can't say it too often. We thank you for being here. We welcome you to Bethel in Minnesota. And as we enter into this next section of our tefillot, I want to share kind of a reflection, but also an exercise with you. You know, one of the things that we thought about when we were constructing this service is which platform to use. Not talking about a Bima, but what kind of technology platform to use. Specifically, should we use what I guess it's called a Zoom seminar? A lot of shuls are using this. In the seminar format, you really just see the couple of people who are presenting, but you don't see anyone else. Well, as you can see, we've chosen this format so that we can see everyone, because while we couldn't gather together, we at least wanted to be able to see each other. And I have to tell you, it is so nice to see all of you without a mask, to see you smile, not just with the wrinkles in your eyes, but with the fullness of your countenance. Admittedly, at the same time, this comes with a bit of a price, because having all of us visible can actually be a bit distracting. You know, when we sit in shuls in the pews, I can only see the back of your head. Now I can spend the whole time scrolling and seeing all of you. We chose, though, to do it this way because community is really at the core of Bethel. And also, I would say, because the face is at the core of Jewish theology. Abraham Joshua Heschel used to teach that the reason graven images are forbidden in the Torah is not because that God has no image, but because God has only one image, that of every living, breathing human being. In other words, to look at the face of another is in some way to see the face of God. Now, of course, God doesn't have a body, God doesn't really have a face, but fashioned in God's image, we each reflect something of God. Yom Kippur is a day when we seek God's face. In Hebrew, bakshu panai or fanai, like the word panim, panim. Like Moshe, we desire to stand face to face with God, not just to see God, but to be seen by God. In the words of the psalm for this season of repentance, Lecha amar libi bakshu fanai. My heart, libi, says, seek your face, God. One place, therefore, that we can look for God's face is in the face of another. And so I'd like to try the following exercise with you. If your camera is off, I invite you to turn it on if you're comfortable with that. I'd like you to take a moment to see who's here, not just to see who's present, but to really see them. And so I'd like to invite you to sit in silence for a few moments and really just look at the faces on the screen. Not to look with your eyes, but to look with your heart. Not to look in judgments, not to greet them and kind of try to wave to them, but just to take in the fullness of their countenance. I'll ask you to put away distractions, really just to sit quietly and to search for, to seek out the spark of God in each face. As you look, Cantor Abrams will chant this verse, which says, "My heart says, let me seek your face, God." So we'll sit and we'll just take it in, take each other's faces in as the face of God. So many beautiful faces. So many radiant souls. So many radiant souls shining forth. Shining into our hearts. Look at those eyes. Smiles. see the hopes and the fears. See the yearning and the questioning.
Et panecha, Adonai.
The compassion.
Avakesh.
And the love.
Lecha malibi.
Take it in.
Bakshu fanai.
Take it all in.
Bakshu fanai.
The tenderness.
Lecha malibi.
The humility.
Bakshu fanai.
The blessing of faces.
Bakshu fanai.
Arrayed before you.
Et panecha, Adonai.
The blessing of faces.
Avakesh.
The blessings given and received.
Et panecha, Adonai. Avakesh.
Continue with the Chatzi Kaddish as an introduction to the Musaf Amidah, page 298.